Okay, welcome back. In the last video or two, we looked at the formula for a major scale, right? And we looked at C major scale being one of the most simplest major scales as far as having no accidentals, no sharps or flats. Following the same formula, which, let me just write that here. So you've got your starting note here, then you go tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. And remember, it's very important to make sure that we do actually start on a note before applying the formula. So we did C major scale. We then looked at G major scale. And we discovered that that had one accidental. If you can't remember what that is, I encourage you to pause this video, go back to the last one, or just try to use this formula and a keyboard, even if it's just a keyboard, a drawing of a keyboard. Try to start on G, which is here, and see if you can work out what the accidental is from this formula. Okay, so we discovered that that has one sharp, and that was in fact F sharp, following the formula, which is good. Okay, now we're going to look at another scale. We're going to start this time on D, right? So we're going to work out the notes for D major scale. Okay, so let's do that right now. Using this formula, and a keyboard, let's work out what the notes are for D major, right? So let's move up here. We're going to start on D, obviously. We have our starting note. Once again, we know this is D. There's my phone. So we're starting on D. We know this is D because it has two black notes. One down, that's C. Next one up is D. You should be very comfortable with that now. Okay, so D major. We have our starting note, so we go up a tone or a whole step. Okay, so tone. A tone is two semitones. So let's go up two semitones. Okay, so our next note is E. All right, so let me do it here. So we have D as our starting note. Go up a tone. Our next note is going to be E. Go up another tone from E. So two half steps, two semitones. So there's one, there's two. Right? So E upper tone is F sharp. Okay, F sharp is our next note. Now from F sharp we go up a semitone, a half step. F sharp, so this was F, so this is G. So G is our next note. Up a tone, and my phone is going on. Let me pause this video if I can remember how to. Okay, sorry about that. My wife was just calling me. Let's carry on where we just got up to. So D, upper tone E, upper tone F sharp, upper semitone G, and now we're up to another tone. So a tone up from G, one semitone, two semitones, that's A. We need another tone, two semitones, one semitone, two semitones, that's a B. We need a tone up from B, a tone, two semitones, there's one semitone, there's two semitones, C sharp. And then we finish with a semitone. C sharp finishes up to D. And that makes sense. This end note and the starting note is the same. So there we have our D major scale. Let's draw this in the on the treble clef, right? So D, starting on D. So we know there's middle C here. So one up from middle C is D on the space, right? We can imagine that middle C line carrying on. If that's confusing, I encourage you to go and watch the video on the grand staff. We talked about that. So we're starting on D, then we need an E, then we need an F sharp. And remember, when drawing your sharps, to be very careful that the middle of the sharp is right where you want it. And in this case, we want it on the space, right? So the middle of the sharp here is in line with the F sharp, good, with the F note. G is our next note. A, B, now we need a C sharp. So let's draw our sharp, C sharp, and D. Okay, now unfortunately I can't play this for you, but it will sound exactly the same as a major scale, but just starting on a different note. Okay, and I encourage you, if you have a piano, to go and see if you can work out D major scale, just sitting at the piano using the formula, and your ears will tell you if you've made a mistake. That's another way to test that you've worked it out right. Okay, and we've drawn it here. This is our D major scale. Starts on D, ends on D, and that is D major scale. So if any of that didn't make sense, please just rewind it, watch this video again, and hopefully that will make sense. And I will see you in the next video.